this little video I'm going to show you how to do an ombre with the ombre brush. I know a lot of you struggle with it, even I struggle with it, so I'm a little bit nervous about doing this because it doesn't always work. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But I'm going to do it using a pink and an orange. They're quite nice colours to blend together. I know we've sort of missed the boat a bit, but good for the summer, especially when people are going away on holiday and you can paint a nice palm tree on the bottom of it. So you paint half with the orange and half with the pink. Now with the brush, you need to just lightly blend the two together. Everyone's got their own method of doing it, but what you will find is you need to wipe off the brush, because when you pull down, obviously you've got the orange on the brush and then you're putting that into the top, and you don't necessarily want the orange blotting up there. So first stage, part ombre, cure that. You need to build it up in layers. It's not something that you can do quite quickly all in one level or one base of colour. So cure that and then come back, we'll paint on the colours again once that's cured, and use the brush to blend it in. The brush is great. It does make it a lot easier. There's two ways of ombre, and you can either do it vertical or horizontally. Horizontally is harder than vertically. I do try and persuade my ladies to always go the other way. That's just cheating to get out of it. Again, halfway down the nail. Now obviously if you've got a client that you're painting on, you would only paint it that way and not turn the nail round. And again, halfway with this, with the orange. And just wipe it after every brush mark. That does help. You can always do it the opposite way as well. The more contrast in the colours, the easier it is to get a nice ombre. And if you feel it's dragged off too much of one of the colours, add a little bit more. It doesn't matter. Just add a little bit there. And then pull that down again. You keep wiping the brush. You won't end up with the orange sitting up halfway up the pink. You'll get the nice blend, but just make sure you don't get no fluff in it like I just have. So there's an ombre there. Cure that again. We do one more layer just to make sure that it's nice and solid. We don't want no marks in the middle of it. Just wait for that to cure. So as you can see, it's already getting there. It's not looking too bad at all. Again, brush on. You can always lightly brush the pink over the orange, because the orange is quite a strong colour. What we do is just pull up the orange a little bit this time. I'm just using the tips of the brush really. You don't really want to use the full body of it. You can do if you want. Again, everyone's got their own technique. There you can see there's a nice ombre there. I'm going to cure that again. And what I'll do, I'll show you how to paint a palm tree on it as well. Just as I've got a little bit of spare time today, which isn't like me at all. So there's the ombre now. Just get the black ready and the brush is ready. So again, I'm going to use the long brush and the 9mm brush to paint the detail of the palm tree. Really good brushes, create really good detail. You don't need to spend loads on brushes. These work perfectly well and give you the desired effect. So we've got our now. And I'm going to use the long brush again, but this time I'm using gel polish rather than acrylic paint. You can use acrylic paint. It doesn't really matter. But what I will say is wipe the nail off, so you don't want the tacky layer, because again, you don't want the gel polish paint running and bleeding out while you're painting the palm trees on the nail. So that's evaporated off. Load up the brush. You're going to create a curve with the long brush. So starting at the base, press heavier at the base when you're doing it, and then curve and flick it round. You can always go back over it, load it up a little bit more, heavier at the base, and curve and flick it round. It's got a nice curve there. Now with the end of this, you're not going to use it as heavy, but you need to load up the brush a little bit more. So you're going to create 4 curves coming off of the tip. So one here, another one here. These are going to be your branches coming off of it. Longer this side, and then one lower here. So that's your basis for your palm tree. And then with the smaller brush, the blue one, you're gonna pick up some of the paint, not too much, and then create little tiny flicks. Set and focus. Little flicks coming off of the, you're using the very tip of the brush. Is that in focus? You see that? And you're just creating little flicks coming off. You're barely using anything. Just like little hairs coming off of the branches. I mean, you pretty much are dragging the paint that's already on the branches off, because you don't need much on the brush tool. little flicks. And then do the last one. Don't focus. You can't really ruin it. If you want, you can always just join that up a little bit more and add a bit more detail. If you really feel adventurous with it and feel confident with it, add another palm tree, just a smaller one. There's a little one there. Again, same principle, 4 branches coming off it. It's like a cross really going on the top of it, just to create those nice leaves. And then again, feather off, brush in towards the tip of the branches. Again that way for the last branch. There's your palm trees, and add a little bit of detail. You can do a couple of little birds. You just literally want to touch the tip down and flick it out and create like V's. You don't need to be heavy. You're literally using the very fine hairs off the bottom or the tip of the brush. Make sure it doesn't pull on the end of the brush, otherwise you'll have trouble getting the lightness on there. So there's the ombre and palm trees. Thank you.